Let's talk about what it's like to live in an internal world where your heart is always, always braced for impact.
It's this quiet tension you carry around with you, isn't it? A kind of low hum of anxiety. You're just ready for something to go wrong, even when everything seems to be going right.
This isn't a choice, not really. It has nothing to do with being a negative person. It's actually a deeply learned response from a nervous system that was taught a long, long time ago that safety is fragile, that it's like a house of cards just waiting for the slightest breeze to knock it all down. So where did this armor even come from? Well, it wasn't born from nothing. It was carefully, meticulously forged in the fires of your own experience. Maybe it came from a parent whose love felt like a flickering candle. Brilliant one moment and then just gone the next. Or maybe it was a partner who could look you right in the eye and shatter your entire reality with a single devastating lie. Or maybe affection just always seemed to come with strings attached, with a price tag, teaching you that love was something you had to earn, not something you were just given. Whatever it was, the lesson was always the same. A core belief was hammered into your heart, and around that belief, you built a fortress. Hypervigilance became your shield. Suspicion, well, that became the moat. All just to protect yourself from a pain you knew was coming. And it's so important to understand this. This pattern isn't just a thought you have in your head. It's a constant state of being. It's a hum in your body. It's a physiological, biological reality. It's like your body is constantly preparing for a battle that's being fought entirely inside of you. It doesn't wait for a real threat to show up. In fact, in the quietest moments, it will create its own sense of danger, because the silence of peace can feel so much more terrifying than the familiar noise of chaos. And this right here, this is the heart of it all. Your nervous system doesn't see betrayal as a maybe. It sees it as a when. It's treated like a certainty, like a storm that's already on the horizon that you just have to wait for. And this leads to the most heartbreaking twist in this whole story, how the very walls that you build to protect yourself end up becoming a prison, how they create the exact outcome you fear the most. It's such a cruel paradox, isn't it? You ache for connection, for that feeling of safety in someone's arms, but the absolute terror of losing it makes you sabotage it before it can ever really take root. And this isn't something you do on purpose. It's not malicious, it's fear. Fear is what makes you pull back right when things are starting to get close. It's the whisper in your ear that says, "Are you sure? Can you really trust them?" It's what makes you test people, constantly looking for cracks in their loyalty. You end up assuming the worst, and sometimes you even recreate the chaos, because at least in a storm, you know how to navigate. So what's the engine driving this entire system? Well, at the absolute center of it all, powering every decision, every fear, is one single powerful belief. The first layer of that wound, it sounds something like this. A constant warning that letting your guard down is the most dangerous thing you could possibly do. It's a whispered reminder of every pain that came before. And then there's the next layer, just beneath that one. The belief that trust is for fools, that it's just an open invitation for a dagger in your back. And finally, you get to the quiet, chilling certainty at the very core. The wound that whispers that connection itself is the real threat, that you are not safe with anyone. So you become a master of emotional calculus. You learn to manage distance with incredible precision. It's this careful dance of intimacy and self-protection designed to give you just a taste of the love you crave without risking complete devastation when it inevitably ends. So, how do you break free from this painful loop? The path to healing, it doesn't begin with a battle. It begins with a very gentle reframing of the central problem. And this right here, this is the turning point. You see, the real issue isn't about finding that one magical person who will never ever hurt you. That's an impossible task. The real work is about building an unshakable trust in your own ability to handle life, whatever it decides to bring your way. Because the real distrust is aimed inward. You don't trust your own judgment to choose well. You don't trust your own ability to set a boundary and hold it, to say no and really mean it. And most of all, you don't trust your own capacity to survive the ache of disappointment one more time. So you try to prevent it at all costs, building that fortress around a heart that just really, really longs to be free. So where does the light start to break through?
Healing begins with a fundamental shift in your internal landscape.
Just look at the power in this shift. It's moving from a place of fear, I hope they don't hurt me, to a place of truth. If they do, I know I can handle it. It's about taking your safety out of someone else's hands and placing it firmly back in your own. It's a journey from the shaky ground of hope and fear to the solid rock of your own resilience.
And when you know that, when you know it deep in your bones, that you can weather any storm, the need for that constant scanning just begins to fade. That internal alarm system that has been blaring for so long, it can finally fall silent.
And please hear this. This is probably the most important truth of all. This is not a flaw in your personality. It is a testament to your strength. Expecting betrayal is what you learned to do to survive. It was a brilliant, adaptive strategy that kept you safe when you needed it the most.
Because beneath all of that armor, beneath all the scanning and the bracing and the fear, is a heart that deeply craves peace. A heart that wants nothing more than to feel safe enough to finally put the weight of the world down and just exhale, fully and completely into the quiet calm of your own strength.